Hi everybody, it's Laurie-Ann here, and I just had to jump on to share something that happened to me the past couple of days, and you don't want to make this mistake. And unfortunately, I made this mistake. So this is so important to me. I want to make sure that I share this. So I'm just gonna quickly share this, and it's essentially, you're probably wondering what it's all about, and I just want to share with you about um, relationships and a huge mistake that I made, and somebody was kind enough to email me. So let me just quickly get over to this to share this, share to a group. Yes. Um, and one other. She built this, definitely. So here's a mistake that I made. Here's a mistake that I made. I got an email list, like probably most of you, and I've made the mistake of not keeping in touch with my list as much as I should. So last Sunday, I sent out an email because I'm going to be part of a program. It's a 5-week tidying up, your social media, your business, your finances, your sales, your brand. And we're going to be doing that over in the She Built This Facebook group. So anyways, so I just sent out this email to everybody who was on my list, and somebody emailed me back on Monday and said, oh, you put me on your list and you couldn't even email me back. And I was like, oh my God, because I make it a point to, if I send out an email and somebody emails me back, I make it a point to email people back. Thank you for emailing me. Sometimes they have a question. Sometimes they need a little bit of hope and inspiration and just some guidance. And I was like, how could I not have emailed somebody back? So I quickly responded to her and just said, hey, I'm super sorry. I never put people on my list. And I apologize if you reached out to me, but I don't remember ever seeing the email. Well, anyways, come to find out, she told me that she sent an email via my website, and she was looking for a bulk order of probably one of my books. Now that time has come and gone, and so one, I missed out on a big sale, but two, I had to find out, how did this woman get on my email list? So I did. I went to my email platform that I use, which happens to be ConvertKit, and I'm looking to see, and it looks like either there's a faux pas in one of my contact forms, but she signed up. I didn't put her on my email list. She did sign up through my website. I can't find the email, but that's not the point. The point of me getting on here is to say, the people who get on your email list. So she got a few emails, but it's been a long time since I emailed her that part of my list. And I'm here just to tell you, these people who get on your list, they need to hear from you. It's our job as entrepreneurs with the email list to maintain that relationship, to build that relationship. It's not about how big is your list, but what's the quality of your list and what's the quality of those relationships. And this woman hadn't heard from me in a long time. So what was she to say? She thought I put her on my email list and was kind of like, she probably thought I was spamming her. So I thanked her for the information, for taking the time to email me. But I wanted to jump on here because if you've got an email list, it's our responsibility to build that relationship, to keep in touch with people, because otherwise they think, who is this person? I know myself that I've been on people's email lists and they've, I either didn't recognize their name. So your name in your, that shows up in your inbox, pay attention to what that says, how it's spelt, that it's not just, like Mary Beth at gmail.com. I mean, or, sometimes people do email addresses with their date of birth. I might not know who that is, but it's somebody who I wanted to keep in touch with, that I wanted to learn from. So make sure your email, like your email information, is easily identified. Mine says Laurie-Ann Mirabito. It has like the nice straight line, whatever you call that, on your keyboard. And it said, for my leadership speaking, it would say leadership speaker and author, so that people would know, okay, I remember who that is. Now it says something a little bit different. It says business, business mentor and speaking strategist, so that it sparks people's memories. But it's my job to make sure that I email my list, so that it's not months that go by that they never hear from me. And then all of a sudden I pop an email and they're like, who is this person? I don't know who this is, and delete, delete, delete. I don't know about you, but that's kind of how I wake up in the morning and I pick up my phone and I'm just like, yep, these are all the emails that I don't want to read. And that's how you can also get complaints. And as entrepreneurs, it's our job to make sure that we don't have any complaints, to make sure that our lists are authentic. They are people who signed up for it. They want our information. But in order to want that information, it's that relationship. It's kind of like you wouldn't ignore your best friend for months at a time and then send her a text to say, hey, let's get together for lunch. She might be thinking, pretty sure that the last text I sent you, I haven't even heard from you. You're ghosting me. So let's not do that to our list. And I just I just had to jump on here just to share this with you, because, are you doing this? If you're trying to build up your online brand, your relationship with people, they need to hear from you. Now, I'll tell you that I actually have a couple of lists. I have a list from my leadership speaking days, and I send out an email every Monday. It goes out on Mondays, and it's called My Inspiring Leadership Quote. And it's a quote, either myself or it's somebody else's quote. And it's always my spin on somebody else's quote. And that shows up in people's email box like every single Monday, like clockwork. And the reason why I encourage my clients to do something like this, not only like to have a regular email, or maybe you've got like 52 tips, something that can go out every single week, is because my name shows up in their inbox, and then you never, ever know when somebody is looking for a speaker, they're looking for a coach, they're just like in the right space and they need your services. So think about it like, all the email addresses that show up like on your phone or in your inbox. And it's like, oh yeah. I mean, how many times has that happened to you that it's like, oh yeah, I need that service? So here's kind of like a story. And I was looking for, all of a sudden it's like, well, it's that time of the year again. We're going into summer. I got to have the AC checked, do a little bit of maintenance. And honest to goodness, I get an email from a guy that I met at a networking event several years ago. And I remembered him. And it was like, oh yeah, I could hire him. So I reached out to him, because we're friends on Facebook. And I was like, hey, Steve, I could, I'd love to like have your service, if you can send somebody out, like tell me how to schedule this. And I also said, thank you for sending the email, because I wouldn't have thought to call you. So that's another reason why we need to be sending our lists information. So I just want to say a quick hello to a couple of comments that we have. Like Jen says hi. Hello, Jen. She's all the way on the West Coast. And Emily says, so true. That you needed to hear that. I need to hear this. And I'm sure, yeah, Stacy, Emily happens to be mentioning Stacy's name, and Stacy's really good about doing all of this stuff. So I'm super curious, people that are watching right now, like, are you emailing your list on a regular basis? Type your answer in. Are you, do you even have like a list? A lot of times people like, well, I only have like, I'm just starting out and I only have like a few people, so I don't want to email. No, that's when you want to start emailing people, when you have the small list. Build that relationship with people. And it also, if you can get them to also be emailing you back, answering questions, sharing stuff, sharing their own stories with you, all the better, because it makes your emails more deliverable. And I know now we're getting into all like the geeky stuff, all emails, but when you have your email delivery rate, and this is kind of like going a little bit above and beyond my pay grade also, but when you have that engaged audience, it like your deliverabilities like go up, like your emails are preferred. Like it's totally geeky stuff. And I could probably explain it to you, but I'm not doing a good job right now. Quick answers. Let's see. Emily says, I am always scared to email people. I was tagging Stacy because she and I talked about this the other day. Oh, isn't that funny that like I'm sharing um, this huge faux pas on my end. And Emily, I totally understand like why sometimes it can be really hard to email our list, because sometimes we feel, and I've heard this from my private clients, I feel like I'm bothering people. You're not bothering people. Let's remember that they're all adults, and if they don't want to hear from you, they can hit unsubscribe. How many times do you unsubscribe? I know recently I've been trying to clean up my inbox, and so I've been unsubscribing to things that I don't even look at them. I'm just instantly deleting them every morning, every night. Let's see, Michelle says, so valuable. I hired my coach precisely because she kept showing up in my inbox. Again, here's another person's story. Same thing. We've all got stories. So take that story, take your own buying habits and remember them. And remember, like, this is how I have bought from people. This is how I appreciate other people's emails, and their news. And do the same. Like, let's turn around, let's build those relationships with the people that are on our list. And you want to make sure that you also like ask them questions. You can tell that this is like totally impromptu. It's not like I have any notes. I just wanted to share this faux pas that I was making, and I'm so grateful for this woman who shared with me, even though she got on my list, she's the one who put herself on my list, but it just made me realize like I need to start emailing my list a lot more and more often. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just reach out to me. It is always a pleasure. I want you to be building your business. For those of you who don't know me, because I did share this in a couple of groups because I wanted to make sure that I kind of like shared this faux pas with people, is I'm Laurie-Ann. I am best known as a professional speaker, and now I am stepping off the stage and I am a business mentor and speaking strategist, helping women just like yourself leverage the many different forms of speaking to get visible, sell out your programs, and monetize your intellectual property. I will talk to you soon.